Look at his beautiful family.
Shout out to the family.
Look at his beautiful family.
Say hi.
Say peace. Say peace to the family.
Say peace.
We don't know how to eat properly, and this is why we are the leading people speaking about America right now, dying from metabolic issues because we don't know how to eat properly.
So we need to relearn what we learned. Because what we have learned has been false. It's been fabricated. It's not been beneficial for us as humans. Scott Burnhard here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm here with a brother of mine. Talk to him, man.
What's going on, family? My name is Damo, the jack of all trades, also known as Damo Joat, J-O-A-T. You get the acronym. You know what I'm saying?
Shout outs to Damo, man. And listen, we are here to have a high, powerful conversation. A conversation that can only be had between the minds. It's a lot that's going on right now, especially living in the inner cities and growing up and seeing all the fast foods and all the liquor and all the things that's there to systematically destroy our community. We're here to talk about what are the benefits and the healing factors of going raw vegan, going back to the source, going back to Mother Nature in its entirety. For me, I've been vegan for what, 7 years now? Started to go raw vegan for 21 days. I did a 21-day raw vegan fast and detox. And it's probably like one of the best things I've ever done. Coming out of my comfort zone and allowing myself to connect with Mother Nature. Eating the alkaline fruits, eating the alkaline vegetables, drinking my water, having my roots, having my sea moss, having my herbs, and going back to the source. One of the healing factors of going back to Mother Nature and becoming raw vegan, or even doing a raw vegan detox.
I'll give you a little backstory on myself too, since he gave us backstory. So I've been vegan for about 7 years, going on 8 years now too. So we kind of started around the same time. But how my transition went to, you could kind of call it, for lack of better words, a spiritual ascension. I know exactly when this happened because I went cold turkey. So February 28th, I was watching a video. I can make it long story short. I was watching Dr. Sebi.
Rest in power. Rest in power, Dr. Sebi.
His video came on the side, Eat to Live, right? And I saw him drop on his knees at his age, 70, and came back up. I was like, whoa.
Is that the video where he said sea moss?
Yeah.
And he did the boom.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Every morning like this. Got sea moss.
And everybody was like, oh my God.
So that video really made me think, because before that I was eating crazy. Anybody that knows me, I was not eating. I was a very picky eater, so I was just eating like Pop-Tarts, a lot of fast food.
Same.
I wasn't eating anything healthy. But right after that video, I kid you not, I did a dry fast. After that, I started this March 1st, 2016. Dry fast, didn't eat anything. And then after that, I was on 1 meal a day for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Right? So eating food from the farmer's market, and then I actually started growing my own food. I was volunteering at a farm. That's actually how me and my wife kind of started talking.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's
so food as well. And I was eating the food that I made. I wasn't going out to any places because I didn't trust anybody else. After watching his video, Scorpio, so we kind of deal with life transformation. So I transformed right there, and I also stopped dealing with women at the time, right? So now it's semen retention.
Semen retention,
right? So I stopped, because I didn't want to deal with a woman that wasn't on that similar frequency or that vibration. So I wanted to make sure I found somebody that was on that level. So quit my job. I was teaching in over 16 to 17 schools, teaching music and dance. I'm a musician and I'm a dance teacher as well. Mental thing. You gotta really step into this mentally. And I did a lot of changes at once. My circle kind of became really small. And that was cool because I needed that. Bringing it back to the raw vegan style, because I noticed that people that were seeing me, it was like, yo, what are you doing? Yo, your skin look like it's glowing, bro. Like, I wasn't going around boasting. I'm just doing me. You know what I mean? I'm eating my 1 meal a day. I'm still going about what I'm doing. I'm still teaching, right? But I'm just doing it for myself. And I was also collaborating with a black-owned business and teaching with the schools through there. So before I started, I was probably like 180 pounds, but I was never fat. I was always like that skinny ectomorph type of person.
Right.
Then after that, I went to, after eating 1 meal a day, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I went to 102 pounds. And I stayed like that for a very long time. What a lot of vegans but people are scared of to do when they go into eating raw foods. But now, as you can see, I'm 160 pounds. I even like to use the term vegan. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Eating raw foods is always going to be better at a time, especially when you're going through a detox. Anybody that's dealing with a condition, and we know with condition, we can talk about diabetes, cancer,
chronic illnesses.
Chronic illnesses. Speaking of illnesses, most of these issues that people are dealing with are metabolic issues, right? Or illnesses.
Right.
So that is basically dealing with your metabolism, the foods that you eat, what you're putting inside of your body. We all heard this. You are what you eat. That's the most simple. I like to make things simple, right? It's like I was teaching my son words and say things to sound a certain sense of intellect to certain people. When you break it down and make it simple, it's like, yeah, you are what you eat. So you are what you consume. What you put inside of you is what you're gonna get out of it. So if you're constantly putting Doritos, Pop-Tarts, honey buns, fast foods like McDonald's, we've all seen the videos where they had the McDonald's sitting for over 12 years looking the same. And what do you think that's doing inside of your body? Digestive system, right, has to break these foods down. So another reason why we like to bring it back to eating raw foods, fill your body up with electrolytes, fill your body up with the nutrients and the minerals from the ground food, right?
Yes.
Natural food, like you said, back to Mother Nature.
Yes.
Right, so when you're growing, and it's another thing when you're even growing your foods, it feels even better. You feel like you're in control of what you're putting in your body. You grow it from the ground to the table and then right into your body. All of that stuff, because how you even make your food. People even eating so fast. I used to talk about this a lot too. Like we chew too fast. We've been miseducated on nutrition. We don't know how to eat properly. And this is why we are the leading people in America right now dying from metabolic issues. Because we don't know how to eat properly. Classes in school to teach you how to eat, how to actually, eat proper nutrition.
So we need to relearn what we learned. Because what we have learned has been false. It's been fabricated. It's not been beneficial for us as humans. It's not been beneficial for us as people in general, especially people that live in certain neighborhoods. We're talking about the benefits of raw vegan detoxing and fasting. One of the benefits that I found during my 21-day raw vegan was that I started to sleep much more peacefully. And before, I used to suffer from a lot of insomnia. Me being a content creator, me being in front of the screen a lot, it depletes my melatonin. And I remember when I was going through a very hard time in my life, I just couldn't sleep, no matter what I do. And I was taking melatonin. When I was taking the melatonin,
capsules?
Yes, the capsules, and I was getting nightmares. Like like zombies is chasing me. I watch a lot of horror movies, so I was getting a lot of nightmares, sleep paralysis, very scary stuff, man. It was not until that I went raw vegan for that 21st day, I was able to sleep more peacefully. And when I researched, I understood that I was increasing my natural melatonin by getting rid of the parasites and getting rid of the mucus and getting rid of the toxins and the gunk and the filth out of my body. How are you able to have a peaceful sleep if you're not peaceful within yourself? Can you talk more about the benefits of that?
Let's talk about sleep in general, because we know sleep is another part of health. Because when you sleep, what are you doing? Your body is healing.
Yes.
Right? That's recovery. And same thing with the babies. This is another reason why babies take naps often, because they're growing when they sleep. Make sure that we're getting enough sleep. So when you're eating foods that's going to contribute to you getting the itis, right? Those things are going to put you to sleep. But how is it going to put you to sleep? Like you said, you're filled up with what? Parasites.
Yes.
You're filled up with things that tap into your hormones, that taps into your vagus nerve, ghrelin, right? And this thing basically is sending signals. It's the same reason why if you're a vegan first and you're smelling foods that you used to eat, right? Your body starts like, ooh, like you know what I mean? But it's a mental thing. It's literally a mental thing. And this thing taps in. Everything starts mental before it becomes physical anyway. In the sleep state, right, your mind is able to absorb a lot of different things. I can even talk about, like, I'm not sure if when you were sleeping, are you listening, or if you were watching a horror movie and it fell asleep while that happened, because that's probably another reason why I could have tapped into there too. You definitely want to make sure you're getting enough amount of sleep so that you could actually recover your cells and rejuvenate, replenish, so that your body could feel like 1 in the morning.
The circadian rhythm. See?
You took it out.
The circadian rhythm.
You took it out. There you go.
It's very important to understand the circadian rhythm, and that's what I started to understand when I did my raw vegan and detox fast. You're supposed to eat at a certain time,
Yes, indeed.
and you're supposed to fast at a certain time, and you're supposed to go to sleep at a certain
Yes,
time.
indeed.
So you can have that rhythm. What is rhythm? That's like a flow, about structure. And when there's no structure, your circadian rhythm is off, then guess what? Hormone imbalances, you feel groggy, you feel tired, there's not enough energy as well too, you feel weak, complicate, and pretty much not be good for your body.
This happens to a lot of people that work overnight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that in there. Like people that their rhythm is completely off. You know what I'm saying? And then I talk to the people that we have clients that do that, and then they can even speak about it because they're sleeping when serotonin's in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? When their body is actually supposed to be active.
Yes.
Moving.
Serotonin is the happy hormone,
Yeah,
no?
there you go.
Yes, so
You know
like
what I'm
right
saying?
now you're in the sun, increase your
Exactly.
serotonin levels.
All right?
Yes.
And then melatonin, like I said, is in the nighttime. You know what I'm saying? So, but you up at that state.
Yes.
Wide awake. So you're eating because you got to take a lunch break. You slept throughout the day, so you got to take a lunch at like 2 a.m.
I'm thinking about it too because it's like during the circadian rhythm phase or during that phase that you need to go to sleep, some people are stimulated. We're grown adults here. We talk about it. Some people's watching the Pornhub. Some people watching the Netflix. They're being stimulated when they need to fall asleep and make sure that they are in a well-rested state. And not just also being stimulated, but also eating food on top of that as well too. So that right there is like in a state of being compromised
Yes, indeed.
from your sleep, draining you of your natural melatonin, and actually your eyes as well too with those artificial lights is draining you of your melatonin. That's why you're up at all these weird times. And you can't get no sleep. I said before, how can you sleep if you're not in a restful state of mind?
Same thing with your phones, like if
Oh,
you put
man.
the camera,
Yeah.
the phone, your computer or your camera with that light tapping into your eye. That's what's gonna keep you up in a sense. You need the melatonin is in the atmosphere, so it's gonna keep you down to go to sleep. Not necessarily keep you down, but make you feel the need to go to sleep. That's just the natural rhythm. And like I said, people are just off of those rhythms. Bringing it back to circadian rhythm, you have these three processes that happen in your body. So you have the elimination process, you have the appropriation process, and then you have the assimilation process. So from 4 a.m. to 12 noon. Let's think about it. It's 24 hours in a day, y'all. So divide that by 3. You get 8, right? 8 times 3 is 24. You know what I'm saying? Supreme mathematics. 4 a.m. to 12 noon, that's the elimination period. So what is happening in that period? So your body you might wake up in the morning and have to urinate, right? Men, we wake up with the piss hard, right? You wake up to, excrete.
Yes.
You might have to have your bowel movement in the morning. You wake up with cold in your eye. You wake up with plaque on your tongue. You wake up with wax in your ear. You wake up with morning breath, right? So these are all signs that you wake up perspiring, sweating.
Yes.
These are all signs that your body is trying to do what? Excrete, right? You know what I'm saying?
Detox.
Detox.
Yes.
Get things out, right? So it's showing you that your body is already, what it's naturally supposed to do is go into detox. Shout out to your liver, right? Your liver is your biggest detoxing organ inside of your body. You want to make sure you're getting in your burdock. You want to make sure you're getting red raspberry. You want to make sure you're getting in different herbs that's going to help, rejuvenate.
Black
your
walnut.
liver.
Black walnut.
Black walnut is another good one.
Bitters.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay,
you need that,
yeah.
Because your liver is what's going to help doing all that detoxing in your body, period. Your liver is shot if you're drinking alcohol, you know what I'm saying? You already know. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure it's on point. And yeah.
What do you got to say to the people that's like, shouldn't eat too much fruit because fruit got a lot of sugar, but yet they go out and drink a lot of alcohol, they eat the donuts, they eat the Twinkie, high fructose corn syrup, the maltodextrin, the Suros. You want me to keep on going? But go ahead, brother. Talk to him about that, please.
Alcohol converts into sugar in the body too.
Yes, it does.
Same thing with the meat. So it's like eating fruits. You want to make sure, you need to make sure you're eating your fruits. If you ask any child, if I walk to any child out here right now and say, if you want to eat healthy, what would you eat? Most of them already know it's going to say fruits and vegetables, right? So that's already step one. Remember, we're going to make it simple. No, we need fruits. So you're saying eating too much fruits, you're going to have too much sugar? Well, let's talk about sugar. We have glucose, which is what? The natural blood sugar. And what is that made of? What is the chemical makeup of that? The structure, molecules that make that up. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. That's CHO, which is also a carbohydrate, right? And you're going to get those things from eating your fruits. Things are going to fuel you. These things bring fuel to your body as well as hydration, because your body is what, 65 to 75% water. You know I mean, so you need to hydrate. A lot of the time people are drinking water, right? But they don't necessarily have the minerals inside of them. They're just drinking HO. The oxygen inside of the water is the minerals inside of the water, right? So a lot of times when we're eating fruits, watermelon, we're eating these things, cucumbers, the high fruit, we know that there's minerals inside of those.
Papaya?
Papaya is a good one too. Papaya is a really good one, but
honeydew?
Honeydew, yes.
Because it's melons.
Melons,
right?
there you go.
So watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe is cool, like a hydrophilic fruits, because you think about eating an apple, it's not gonna be that. Sometimes they're tart, they're sweet, but they're not as watery as a cucumber.
High in hydration.
There you go. Those are the ones that's gonna give you the hydration, and that's what we actually need. Not saying that we also need those fruits too. There's a plethora of fruits on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Nature has made sure that we will never starve for nothing. But seed, we can feed.
Speaking about seed, my brother, how do you feel about seedless fruits? How's like quality over quantity? But it's like some people don't have access to the seed fruits, and then there's seedless fruit. But I know there's a controversy going between back and forth with that. But how do you personally feel about that?
So seedless is a no-go. I mean, that's the very think about it, y'all. Like, if there ain't no seeds, how can you reproduce? How can you make it again, right? So there's also, guys, look it up. Don't quote me for anything. They're called species terminus. What they're using inside of these fruits to make sure that they can produce the fruit that doesn't have a seed, that doesn't bear a seed. So how you actually getting these fruits that are seedless? Because you kind of wonder, like, how are these things growing if there's no seeds, if they're not being planted into the ground, right? So yeah, that's just a hack. It's not good, right? I wouldn't necessarily eat, but guess what? What I do for my clients, I'll tell them, guess what? If that's all you have access to, do it, because it's going to be better. You going to McDonald's and White Castle and going to Burger King and getting all these fast foods. Only find seedless fruits at the the stand, the Korean stand next to you. If that's all you got access to, do what you got to do. But there's levels to it. We got to understand when we're working with people, there's levels to being vegan, plant-based, you know what I'm saying? Fruitarian, breatharian, you know what I'm saying? And speaking about that, I wanted to say that too. Talking about food a lot, but a lot of us don't even drink enough water. We don't even know how to breathe properly, right? You could fast. I did a dry fast. I didn't drink any water, right? Or have any food and survive. But guess what? I can't fast from breathing. You can't fast from air. You need oxygen. So a lot of us don't even know how to breathe properly. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, because you have two filtration systems. You have the nasal passage and the nasal cavity. These hairs inside of your nose, these little follicles are gonna filter air that's coming inside, and your mouth is like a waste pipe. Breathing properly, and we see it in the babies, right? Breathing from your diaphragm. Right, so we don't even know how to breathe properly, and we expect. So and remember, I told you about cancer cells.
Yes, you did.
Deprived of what you call it, being deprived of oxygen.
So my next question to you is, do you feel like going raw vegan, going back to Mother Nature, going back to the source, heal these chronic illnesses and chronic diseases that's been threatening our community for far so long, as far as cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes? Talk about that.
Yeah, yes, sir. It can. Right, we're not gonna sugarcoat it, because we know that it can.
Sugar.
Eating to live, right? We're not living to eat. We're gonna be putting food into our bodies that is going to make sure that we're not in the hospital and not in the hospice, and not like when we're 50. Movement is medicine. Let's talk about health, because I do holistic health, y'all. We could talk about eating properly and all these different things, but a lot of other things are contributing to people having cancer on top of the food, right? So they're eating wrong, but guess what? Like I said, they're not moving. I mean, the joints, ligaments is all screwed up. Yeah, I mean, people are not breathing properly.
They're not stimulating the lymphatic system.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean, so all of these different things is a holistic aspect. I have clients that are vegan that are still dealing with issues. You can be eating good or claim you're eating, you'll have these issues, right? So it's like, I don't want people to think that when you just go vegan, it's gonna solve everything. I have to say that as well. Vegans go eat Impossible Burgers, go to McDonald's, get their Whopper Burger, you know what I mean? Get all the vegan junk food. levels to it. There's people that are eating the right foods, people that are growing foods, going to the farmer's market and getting food that is grown, talking to the farmers, seeing what they actually putting inside their soil. Because guess what? You can be eating foods thinking that, oh, your asparagus, you're thinking that it got folate, iron, or calcium, magnesium. But guess what? If it's not in the soil, it's not in the vegetable. You know what I'm saying? So this is another reason why we have to get back into agriculture, which is our science. You know what I'm saying? We were the ones on the farms. You know what I'm saying? It was us. So we have to get back into that. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time when you go to Home Depot, you're going to find soil NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus.
You know what's very interesting to me, brother? Hit the like if you're enjoying this high-level conversation. And I look forward to having more with this brother right here. We are so trapped in the matrix. And what is the matrix? Control construct of this society, right? How somebody could go into a fast food restaurant, get what they want to satisfy their gratification, their needs. As soon as I start talking about herbs, as soon as I start talking about fruits, as soon as I start talking about vegetables, as soon as I start talking about CMO, talking about fasting, they look at me like I got two heads, and then they start questioning me. Oh, you think this is gonna be okay? You think this is all right? But they never question the man behind the counter or the woman behind the counter serving them the Big Mac, serving them the barbecue crocodile ribs, curry deer antlers. At all. You know?
That's a fact, bro.
The fryer possum. Why is that?
Well, think about it. I mean, back to what I was saying earlier, most people are not educated on what they're eating or how, so why would they even try to educate somebody on what to eat? You know what I'm saying? They're already working there, right? Most of the time, they're probably eating that same stuff because I know you are a vegan, everybody, but I don't think you would want to work in a place like that. They're eating on that type of level. So some of the people that working in those fast food places, they probably can't tell you what's going on in there because look at how it's made. Seeing the documentaries, what the hell? Y'all know them, man. You know all the health documentaries online where you've seen how they making the hot dogs, how they making these fast foods.
Leukemia.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Stuff. Those people that's working there, they're not going to be able to tell you what's going on in there. But when you're talking to a farmer or a gardener, like, oh yeah, I grew these things, right? I grew this callaloo, arugula. I grew these romaine lettuce over here. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it came up. I know what soil I put in here, and it's good. They're like, oh, this strand is not good right now, or these blueberries, don't take this one because it actually didn't get a lot of sun, right? These were good, so you can get these. So you can actually talk to these people, and then you can kind of get a consensus of, I know why these things are good. Like to the farmers market, there's just a plethora of food there, and most people don't know what to do with it. They get it, and that's another thing too. We got, shout out to our cookbook. We got a Balance Healing cookbook. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually learn these foods or make these foods. Because we talk about raw vegan, right? So if you're not necessarily have to cook all the foods neither, you could just eat it raw the way it is. You wash it, of course.
And what is the benefit of eating it raw? Because one thing I realized is that when I was raw for 21 days, is that after I ate my fruits and I ate my vegetable, I ate my salad, I did not feel heavy or I didn't feel clustered in any kind of way. The reason why is because the raw food digests more quickly and more efficiently.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that, please.
Okay. Digestive system is going down the esophagus is a muscle, so it has to contract. It has to contract and it has to break down these foods. Your digestion starts in the mouth. You chew the food, it breaks down the food. Everything starts from you looking at it, you see it, you smell it, your salivary glands start activating, and then your mouth gets watery. Why? Because your body wants the food to go down as a liquid substance, because it's going to be able to absorb the nutrients and the minerals from it as liquid. But eating these solid foods, right? These solid foods like a burger, right? Or a hot dog, piece of chicken, solid foods, right? And your body try to break that down to liquid. You know what I mean? To actually absorb and get what it needs from it, right? So when you're eating raw foods, like you said, it's going to be a lot easier to digest these things because you're eating fruits. Once you bite into it, guess what? It breaks down to a water substance. It's already water. You know what I'm saying? 80 to 90% water, most of these fruits. So you bite into it, it's going to break down to water. So it's already helping that process on top of eating the vegetables. Right. So raw foods, and it's just going down. It's giving your digestive system a bit of, not a vacation, that would be a fast, but a break of having to work so hard. Of breaking down these solid foods, these fast foods, these hard foods that is going to be hard for the body to necessarily break down. We know how to digest just meat. You know what I'm saying? So if you're eating these things 3 times a
I told you
day.
it takes like 3 months to break down steak.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So if you're eating that, remember 3 times a day. I mean, 3 times a day. If you eat 3 meals a day or twice a day or whatever, and we got to talk about the digestive system because remember it goes into after all that. Just give me a breakdown. So once it passes the esophagus, goes down, it's going to go into the hydrochloric acid, which is inside of your stomach. It's going to help break it down even more before it goes into your small intestines. Your small intestines have these small hairs, these microvilli. These microvilli is used to absorb the minerals that's coming from there. But
Right.
if your microvilli, if your small intestines is clogged up with a whole bunch of glue-like substance from the gluten, that's foods that you're eating. From the dairy, the dairy that's clogging up your intestinal walls.
Right.
That means your intestinal walls are clogged up with mucus, and then it means it's going to be very hard for your body to get any absorption. So by the time it gets to the large intestine, right? And this is another reason why people are not busting a turd. If you eat 3 meals a day, you should be busting 3 or more times a day. I was eating 1 meal a day, having 3 bowel movements.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if I see people that's eating this much and they having 1 to 2 bowel movements a week, 3 days, you know what I'm saying? So that means your digestive system is off. You're constipated. You're holding in waste.
Yes.
So when you detox, your body's gonna get rid of that waste, not weight.
Yes. You're getting rid of the waste, not the weight. And understand that fruits is to detox while the vegetables is to rebuild the body.
Yes, minerals. You need because you're gonna get most of those minerals from vegetables because it's in the ground food.
People love to talk about protein, but never minerals. Doing my 21 day, I realized that I was losing weight, but not knowing that I was losing waste. Not knowing that I was removing all the toxins, removing all the dead cells out of my body, removing all the parasites out of my body, and yet I had so much energy. I had so much energy, but I could be able to control the energy. It wasn't like I was on a pre-workout. It wasn't like I was on a C4 or a Red Bull or something like that. When I went to sleep, I get to sleep. I have my energy, I have my energy. I did start to get a little bit self-conscious because I was like, man, I'm losing weight or whatever the case may be. Now, I fully understand is that when it comes to detox, when it comes to healing, you need to restart your body.
There you go.
Imagine having a car and the car is always on go.
Why do you think they get a tune-up?
Exactly. You need to tune up your body. You need to switch up the oil.
Your digestive system is like a car. The way how you put gas inside of it, and the muffler is your waste pipe, your anal canal, where the waste comes out.
Okay.
Stuck a banana inside of that muffler. How far do you think the car is gonna go? Because it can't get the waste out,
yes,
right?
Yes,
So it's stuck, you know what I mean? So now this is how most people are functioning, with waste blocked up inside of them. You break it down, like I said, we gonna make it simple so you can kind of use these analogies to see how the system is supposed to work. You know what I mean? You should be able to eat the food, bringing it back to the circadian rhythm, which is from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is when your body is actually through that motions. The sun is at its highest peak,
yes.
So you're moving, right? You're doing things. You're actually going to work. You're at work. You're exercising, right? You should be eating your biggest meal during this time, or all your meals. If you're eating 3 meals a day, you should be eating a meal between these times because you have all day for your body to break that down, right? And guess what? What's going to happen at 8 a.m., right? This is going to be the assimilation process. So this is when your body is going to be able to absorb, accumulate all the minerals, the nutrients, the vitamins from all the foods that you ate during the appropriation period. You'd be sleeping, melatonin is at its highest in the atmosphere at this time because your body needs to recover.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Rejuvenate, recalibrate. Why it's called a rhythm. It's just a rhythm, like you said, just go with the flow. And this is the Earth's natural flow because we're working with the sun, right? We sun people. Feel me?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
The rhythm with the sun. The sun is at its highest peak. We're gonna be in when the sun is out. Sun is going down. That's the time to let us know that our cells that's breaking down these foods are dormant. So when you're eating at 2, 3 in the morning, guess what? That food is staying in your stomach. It's not going into your small intestines or your large intestines to be absorbed. So this is why you wake up in the morning and you have that morning breath and you're smelling the food that you ate the night prior.
Yes.
And guess what? That thing is stuck on your tongue. So on your tongue you have the papillae, and this is what controls your taste buds. You have 5 of them: hot, cold, cold, sweet, sour, and bitter. So when those things, this is what's going to be harder for you to detox, because now you're tasting the food that, I mean, you're smelling the food and feeling the food on your tongue from the morning breath that you just ate prior. And then this is why people eat the breakfast in the morning.
See, that's break fast. Some people think breakfast is the bacon, the eggs, the toast, the orange juice, more donuts and the cookies and whatever, right? But what are you breaking your fast with? When you're doing raw vegan, or not just raw vegan, but fruits is what detox the body. So I recommend, and I know for sure that fruits are the most beneficial thing that you can consume after your breakfast, waking up in the morning, in the rising.
The fruits would be best to eat in the morning because they're hydrophilic.
Right.
What does that mean? You're going to be eating it, and it's going to break down to water. It's going to give you, because you should always drink your water in the morning, right? So you're eating fruits is going to give you water as well. And it's going to give you electrolytes. It's going to give you, the nutrients is going to give you energy.
Energy.
You know what I'm saying? You need that energy so that you can move. It's going to give you life. That's where the sugar comes from. It's the natural blood sugar.
I want to start by saying this. In the good word, it says, my people will perish for a lack of knowledge. When we say the people will perish, we're talking about our family, our friends, people within the community, people all around the world. Us two brothers are coming together to have this dialogue and have this conversation because we want you to live and live more abundantly. Some people can be living but not be living at the same time. Yes, you're living, you're walking, you're breathing, but yet you got to take this amount of capsules just for you to go throughout the day.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
What advice would you have, or what tips would you have to somebody that wants to start a raw vegan fast or raw vegan detox to get these benefits and to heal thyself?
What I would suggest is take your time. Did it? I was very cold turkey. It would shock your system. And I'm not sure if anybody is up for that, but maybe if you are, know your body, because everybody's body is different. Everybody's body will react different to certain things. So try it out. See what happens. See how your body reacts to eating these raw foods. One thing I would really like to say to people that can actually change your health today if you actually start doing it. I'm not telling you to become vegan. I'm not telling you to stop eating meat. Just eat between 12 and 8.
12 and 8.
Watch what happens to your body. So you're not going to eat breakfast anymore, and you're not going to eat after 8 o'clock. Watch what happens to your body when you just follow that and see how your body starts to react to, because guess what? You're intermittent fasting. You're giving your body 16 hours without eating, right? So now, because your body is not used to that. Your body is used to eating whenever you want to eat.
Yes.
Now you're applying discipline to your body. Right. So you're gonna see those results, and your body's gonna get some health results from that as well. So that's something I would suggest to a person. And also, if you're gonna wanna get into the health, and if you want to become vegan or start eating that way, try your best to make food at home. Go out to the vegan places, of course. Support the businesses, support black business, so we can actually be in charge of what we're actually putting inside of our bodies. I think that we actually trust too much people on the outside to feed us.
Control of our narrative, taking control of our health.
There you go. Yeah, because you're your doctor.
Having accountability for ourselves.
Yes. You're your own doctor. Think about it like that. You know yourself more than anybody else will know you. A doctor in a white coat tell you this about your body. Yes, you can trust them for certain things. You know what I mean? You can get an opinion from them. But if they telling you like, oh, you in pain, and I don't see the pain, I don't know what's going on. I know there's a lot of people out there like that, because we deal with clients like that. Oh, the doctor didn't know what was going on with me. You know what I mean? And it's like, but they know their body. So guess what? You know what is going on. You know there's something wrong. So you should know what you can do to alleviate those things, right? Because we have a lot of suggestions and things, programs, protocols for people and clients and stuff like that. But guess what? Sometimes everybody's bodies react differently. This is why we are working with a lot of different people to get these studies so that we can compare, you know what I mean, and see what can actually help a certain person that's eating on this diet or eating these foods, because people have certain allergies. You have to know when you're working with certain people. But the point is, eating raw vegan food, think about it. I could eat raw vegan food for 21 days. Can I eat raw chicken for 21 days?
Ooh.
I'm gonna leave it right there.
Oh. Straight shots for all you carnivore people out there. Oh, I want to do the carnivore diet. No.
Raw.
No.
Even if you're eating it cooked, just that. Nothing else. See how your body will be. And don't season it with herbs. Don't put don't put the plants on it. Right? I'm saying raw. You know what I mean? Raw. You know what I mean? See how your body goes.
No oregano. No onion powder.
So my point, yeah. So if you can monetize on a food, that should show you that this food is good. Watermelon, doing watermelon fast. Avocados, you can eat these fruits. Do a water fast for 30 days. Can I drink soda for 30 days?
I think not.
How will my body react?
I think not. Thank you so much, Brother Domo, for blessing us with your knowledge on the channel, man. It's really, really appreciated. Listen, I will put everything in the description below to get in contact with this brother. I said before, I did my 21 days. He's been doing it longer. He's been doing multiple different vegan fasting and detoxes of that nature. So I just want to say I appreciate him so much. And definitely, family, this is the first but not the last time.
Shout out to the family.
Shout out to the family. Look at his
family.
beautiful family.
Shout out to the family.
Look at his beautiful family.
Say peace. Say peace to the family.
Say peace. It's your boy Scott Burnhard. Rate, comment, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to my brother for coming through. Dom, I appreciate you. And definitely all the links will be in the description below. If you're looking for online training, reach out to me at scottburnhard.com. Also, check out my Facebook group. We have a detox fasting group on Facebook as well. It's free 99. And yeah, family, love is light and love is love, man. I appreciate you all, man.
Peace and love, family.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Peace, King.
Peace, God.
Amazing.
Ooh, that thing healthy. Paper bag with the greens, I'm gonna ring it up like house keys. Who got that healthy? Oh, click up in the picture, got my crew all of my selfies.